Hi, this is Superintendent of Schools Bill Olson with a school system update. Recently, I made a presentation to the school committee about redistricting. About a year ago, it was my thought that we would have to redistrict in grades K through 8 in Westford for the 2020-2021 school year. That assumption of the need to redistrict was based on my estimation of occupancy of new housing units that are being built in town, particularly the apartment units that are being built by Hanover Properties down off 110. Our Princeton Properties development over on 110 has 200 units, and we derive about 85 to 90 students from there. And so I extrapolated that assumption into the Hanover Properties development and assumed that we would have, at this point in time, many more students than we actually have. At the present time, we only have 5 students from that large first development. There is another development, as we know, of 180 units up closer to Route 110. So my assumption was based on past history, but it appears that the Hanover properties are being occupied by empty nesters and young professionals without children to this point in time. So as a result of that, and a result of the non-influx of a significant number of students, I've recommended to the school committee, and they have unanimously approved my recommendation, to not redistrict in the Westford Public Schools in grades K through 8 for the 2020-2021 school year. It will take some time for us to understand the pattern of occupancy of particularly the apartment complexes, because there were a total, once fully constructed, of 420 units. A number of those certainly are 2 and 3 bedroom, which could have a student producing impact. But it's too early to tell. One of the factors that has contributed to the later occupancy of those apartment complexes is the Columbia gas explosion that took place last year in Lawrence and Andover and North Andover. There were new regulations that were put into place, and that slowed down the approval of certain building projects and slowed down the occupancy of projects. So we were told that the occupancy would begin last April. It did not. It's begun now, and it's been slow in terms of the numbers of students it's generated. So I'm very pleased to say that we will not have to redistrict. We'll revisit it periodically from time to time as years progress, but there is no need to engage in that right now. We're entering certainly the budget season. It's going to be another difficult budget year. As you know, we've had to make significant cuts over the last 2 years, and we're hoping that it's not as significant next year, in next year's budget, but that's uncertain at this point in time. I've been meeting with the teachers and the staff from every school to this point in time, trying to understand the impact of past reductions and what is of a great priority to them in terms of what do they need for support for materials, supplies, and professional development to provide our students with an excellent education. As you know, we're one of the nationally known rating services, niche.com, has ranked the Westford Public Schools as the best school system in Massachusetts. We want to make sure it remains the best school system, and that's my promise to you, is that we will continue to offer at a very reasonable cost per pupil the best educational system that we possibly can. So I've been meeting with the staffs to understand their priorities and the needs, the developmental needs, both academic and social, emotional needs of our students. On Wednesday, October 16th, Wednesday evening at Westford Academy, I will be meeting with the school committee and with our principals and assistant principals to have a general discussion about service priorities and academic priorities, all types of ancillary services that we provide to students throughout the school system. How do they rank in terms of their contribution to the academic and social emotional development of our students, grades preschool through 12? and what are the real priorities that we need to make sure that we continue to address given very tight fiscal constraints. It's been a busy year so far. We look forward to developing the budget. Look forward to speaking with you from time to time. And if you have any suggestions, if you have some priorities that you'd like to see addressed in our budget for the fiscal 2021 school year, please drop me an email and let me know. I'm always interested in your thoughts and opinions, and I value them at all times. This is Bill Olson. Hope to see you next time, and thank you.